Everybody, we're back. You know, my first guest tonight for her award-winning role as Karen on the hit NBC show Will and Grace, which will begin its 7th season tomorrow night at 8:40 on NBC. Please welcome Megan Mullally. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you're doing all right?
I saw somebody's beautiful wife and baby backstage.
My wife was visiting just before the show.
I saw her.
With my baby daughter.
That is the cutest little girl. And your
Yeah.
baby's cute, too. No.
My wife's 11. More disturbing than funny. No, that was nice. The problem is she came just before we started taping the show, and I was like, I want to, see them, but what I do, it's such a fine, precise science.
You had to make your delicate inner adjustments.
That's the nicest way to talk about whatever I do before a show. You know what's sad is anyone who knows we don't tape these things a little early now thinks that my baby was up visiting me at 12:30 at night. I'm going to get letters. What kind of monster are you? The baby has caffeine and watches the show with Daddy.
The baby was drinking Red Bull out of a bottle. Little baby bottle.
We get cases of it free, so
That's nice.
She'll drink what Daddy drinks. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for
I have a lot of questions for you. First of all, you've had this incredible popularity with this show, and people seem to really, they love and they connect with your character on the show. And I'm curious, it's such an outrageous character. Do you have fans who are just constantly sort of wanting to know what you're really like? Because the character is almost, sometimes almost a cartoon character.
Yeah, and it's to an extreme. As a matter of fact, there's a guy who recurs on the show, an actor, a very funny guy, and I won't say his name because I didn't ask him if I could tell the story. And he recently had a little minor hernia operation. He's fine, everything's fine, but he went in and he's being prepped by the nurse, female nurse. And she has his penis in her hand, and she's shaving him. And she's like, "You're on Will and Grace." And he's like, "Yeah." And then she goes, "What's Karen like?"
That's a sensitive, you're in a very vulnerable position there.
He was just like, "Well, she's nice,
Yeah.
I guess."
Can I have my penis back now? Not anytime soon, just when you're done. Now, here's an interesting question I have for you. There are some celebrities that can walk around and there's nothing they can do to disguise themselves. When you walk around, do you get recognized, or can you sort of put on a hat and some glasses and no one knows?
Nobody ever recognizes. In the world, because it's so out of context and I don't really look like or talk like or dress like my character, so I really don't get recognized, and I can walk through airports. And as a matter of fact, I had a 3-hour layover in Minneapolis recently, and I had quite an eye-opening experience because I had stopped with my husband for a drink. Waiting right next to the gate, there was a bar, and so we were like, well, let's split a little drinky or something. And there were 3 huge television sets, mounted up by the ceiling. And the show America's Funniest Videos was on, which is now called, unbeknownst to me, AFV. Like it's something really hip, like AFV.
Yeah. Hey, did you check out AFV?
Yeah.
Who
dog.
didn't?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I love when they do that.
Yeah.
Did you see LN with COB? You bet I did.
Right. So all these people, people who didn't know each other were sitting waiting for their flights, and AFV comes on, and all of a sudden everybody gets really happy, like this magical thing has started. And everybody's, when you really like something and you get that head tilt, so they were all watching like that with the head tilt, and then they were literally vocalizing like, "Oh man, that's gotta hurt." No way! And it's just total strangers, and I thought, this is what everybody loves.
Right.
They love AFV in the airport.
And they like people, AFV, stop saying that. What they really love is footage of people falling off ladders into buckets of paint and getting hurt.
Yeah, don't
They
you?
like other people's pain. I think we all do.
Yes.
Now, you've said, I don't know if this is true, but you've said in interviews, and it's hard for me to reconcile because you're such a sort of charismatic person, a happy-seeming person, but you said that you were pretty lonely as a child. Is that true?
Well, I don't know if I was lonely, but I had some odd habits. I'm an only child, so I can remember like really weird things. I can't even believe I'm going to tell you this is the craziest story.
This is like, it's supposed to be like therapy here. We have a couch and it's just these people watching. This isn't being broadcast tonight.
I may be arrested after this one. I was about 3, and I can remember that I thought that there was somebody in my mattress springs who took care of me and comforted me, and I pictured her as kind of like a big black mammy. But her voice was actually the springs of the mattress. Like, it didn't matter. She wasn't really there unless I could hear the mattress springs, so I would lay my head on the mattress and I'd bang on the mattress and go, "Mammy!" And then she...
This is the saddest thing I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot. So you hear like squeak, squeak, squeak of the mattress?
Yeah, it's like, I think because I'd never seen any black people except for like the Aunt Jemima on the syrup thing.
Right.
Because we lived in Costa Mesa and there were literally like all complete whiteys.
Right.
So, and then I also had a blankie, which I would take like the fuzzball, like I would pick fuzzballs off of it and make them into a ball like this big, and then they would become my friends.
That's terrible.
They're little fuzzballs, and they kind of like name them. Like they'd have like personalities. I'd be like, oh, that's the one who's kind of irritable, or that's.
I mean, this is terrible. I'm so glad that you're happy now, though, right? Everything's good. Everything's fine. I wish I had. Do you need a tissue here? Tissue here. You gonna be okay? This could be your new friend. Look. No. For later, your buddy.
Give me my friend.
Later on, you get to see him again. Now you don't have kids, but you have dogs, and does your life revolve? Before I had a child, I know that my life revolved around my dog. Is that the same with you?
Oh yeah, we have 2 little poodles, and you know, we kind of dote on them, or whatever you do with your little dogs, and we always feel bad, like if we have to go out anywhere for 4 or 5 hours or something, and we feel like we can't leave the door open, like the back door open at night, because there's animals where we live.
Right.
So we close the door, we come back, and usually when we walk in the front door in this little entryway, there's like some little poops to greet us, because when we're like, oh God, that's so sad, like they couldn't wait any longer. At the last minute they tried. And so then, like recently though, we were going out to a play, and we were kind of in a hurry, we were running a little late, and we got like a minute and a half from the house, and I realized I'd forgotten my lip gloss, and apparently I cannot go, and it's like a complete deal breaker if I don't have some kind of lip balm. It's like I just have to go back home. So my husband was like, all right, and he turns the car around. We go back home to get my lip gloss, sad, and my fuzzballs. And
who are still your only friends.
And I'm Mammy. And we've been gone literally 3 minutes, and I open the door, and there are like 14 huge poops waiting, and both the dogs are like really innocently sitting in the living room like, what? and it just freaked us out. It was like, oh, so the second we shut the door, they're like, yeah, you're going? Well, check this out.
It's not about trying. Yeah. We're not trying anything. A minute and a half?
A minute and a half.
And they're like in the living room on the Barca Lounger. Yeah? Deal, dude. Bad dogs. Well, the season premiere of Will and Grace airs tomorrow night at 8:40. I don't know what that's all about, but 8:40 on NBC. You got a CD out, Will and Grace, Let the Music Out, and Will and Grace, Fabulously Uncensored, the book in stores right now.
Will and Grace link sausages are coming out soon.
Yeah, and the insect repellent. So watch for all of those. Hey, thanks so much. We love having you on the show. Megan Mullally, everybody. Tony